Hey there, welcome to day 128 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Sharon, Horne-Ellstrom here, and today we are talking about financial soap process step 3, which stands for action. So we came up with a bunch of alternatives yesterday using the 6-hat method, and today the tool I'm going to share with you for analyzing those options that we came up with of ways to fill the gap is the pros and cons tool. We've talked about this before, we'll talk about it again because it's such a powerful way to give us confidence to move forward in our decisions, that we know that we're making the next right best step and taking action immediately. And even if it isn't the absolute perfect next step, at least we're taking action and we're getting into momentum to create what it is that we want, and that is to get rid of this financial challenge. So what do we do to use a pros and cons sheet? I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to give you a couple of examples. I think we have time for a couple of examples today. It's a pretty quick tool, which is why it's one of my favorites. It allows us to look at the advantages and disadvantages of each of the possible options that we've selected to analyze more thoroughly in order to make a decision and choose which one to act on today. And we're going to take action today. We're going to take action right after this video, if at all possible. But by the end of the day, for sure, we're going to have taken the action that we chose using our pros and cons tool. So what do? We just ask ourselves, what are the options? And we list the options in one column. And then we start listing all of the reasons to do it and all the reasons to not do it. And then we weigh those and we say, okay, sometimes what will happen is we'll find an option that will take longer for us to do, so we'll just pick another one based on that alone so we can take action today. Other times we will actually wait the day, but I always think that that's riskier, because if we give ourselves an out and an excuse to not take action immediately, then we're giving ourselves an out and an excuse, and oftentimes what happens is other priorities pop in and we don't get to taking the action that if we would have taken it immediately, it would have given us some momentum we needed to drive forward and get the results that we want faster. So let's look at a couple of people's stories. Sarah's going to choose between two side hustles. Remember, she's getting rid of her debt and all these things. She's a single mom, and so she wants to stabilize her finances by picking between a couple of different options as side hustles, something she can do. So I'm just going to share two of hers. Option one is that she would be a freelance writer. And I'll go through the pros and cons because that'll explain more in detail. So the pros for that for her are work from home, use existing skills, which is really good, right? Flexible schedule, can grow into a business, and it's low physical strain. The cons are it's slower to get started, requires finding clients, inconsistent income at first. The second option is a ride-sharing driving. The pros for that are convert project work into monthly. Oh, wrong one. The options for a freelance. Oh, I'm looking. Okay. Yeah, freelance writer are quick to start, immediate income, no marketing required. For the drive. This is wrong. This is the. Okay, excuse me. Wrote my notes down wrong. Ride share driver pros are, I'm so sorry. It says freelance writer, but this isn't right. It's quick to start, immediate income, no marketing required. But the cons are it causes wear and tear on her car, higher gas costs, physically tiring, and less scalable over time. I know people that have made millions of dollars being rideshare for Uber and Lyft. But again, let's see what she chose, because she picked one. She decided that she was going to do freelance writing despite the slower start because it aligns with her skills. It's more flexible, it offers scalability, and it's less physically demanding. So she commits to building a client list over the next 30 days. Why? Because if she did the ride share, she has to find somebody to take care of her son, yada, yada, yada. And that would be more expense. So I think that's a great choice for her. Let's look at David. If I can get my notes together properly, I apologize. David, remember David is our burnt out corporate executive who's trying to decide if he wants to stay with corporate or if he wants to stay with corporate, or if he wants to pivot toward consulting and coaching. And so he's burnt out with the corporate life. He's been doing it, he's great at it, he's really successful financially, but he's getting burnt out and he doesn't feel challenged with it anymore. So his choice is between these two. Again, I'm just doing two for expeditious reasons. He creates a pros and cons sheet to compare to stay in corporate. Well, the pros are stable salary, health and retirement benefits, familiar environment, status and recognition. Cons are it's high stress, lack of fulfillment, limited flexibility, and missed opportunity to pursue his passions. So the pros and cons of the independent consulting: pros, creative freedom, work-life balance, can set his rates, potential for niche authority. So he could get some recognition, expertise there that he gets from his corporate job. Cons: income instability at first. Absolutely positively true. People will quit their job and jump into a business and then wonder why they're struggling. You must build a client list. You'd have to build a client base. No built-in benefits, so he'd have to pay for his own benefits. And higher taxes and admin workload. However, you can outsource all that. Anyway, he chooses to start consulting part-time while keeping his current job for at least 6 months in order to see how it goes. The hybrid option lets him test the waters before he jumps into doing something new. So that's a couple of examples. So what are we going to do today as our action item? We're going to get out a little piece of paper. We're going to draw a line down the center. We're going to put a P and a C on it, pros and cons. We're going to list our options, and you can choose just a couple of words to describe what your possible options are. And then we're going to write down what are the benefits of doing this, pros, what are the cons of doing it. You know, sometimes things take a lot longer, or they involve other parties and other people that we don't have control over. And if that is the case, we might want to start with something else. Or do like David did, start a hybrid way of doing something to alleviate the pros and cons of whatever options you're looking at. Now, I usually look at 3 different options at least, but it's up to you. If you've got 2 that you're tied between, and you know one of those 2 is one you want to take action on today, just do 2, but do what's right for you. All right, any questions? You know what to do. Just hit me up and ask. Let's have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.